Today, we're diving into a story that starts with a mother's frantic disappearance, but it unravels into this absolutely chilling case of deceit, psychological warfare, and a killer who thought he could play games with the police.
39 tomorrow.
This is the story of Jacque Waller.
And really, to get a handle on just how serious this was, we have to start with Jacque's own words. She wrote this in her diary just a few months before she vanished. She knew the stakes were incredibly, tragically high.
So, who was Jacque Waller? Well, she was a mother to triplets, and she was desperately trying to escape a marriage that was just deeply controlling and dangerous. It turns out her diary was the only safe place she had to document the absolute fear she was living with every single day.
And this is where things get really jarring. On one hand, you have the public image Clay Waller wanted everyone to see. The family man, a former lawman, of all things. But behind closed doors, her family described a totally different person. Abusive, constantly cheating, and someone who, get this, wouldn't even change a diaper for his own kids.
I didn't like him the first minute I seen him. He was not compatible at all with my family.
And you can just see the escalation in her diary, and it's terrifying. Clay's threats went from these vague, chilling warnings to direct threats on her life. And then, horrifyingly, he threatened their own children, just to see her suffer. She was building a record, hoping it would somehow protect her.
So let's go to June 1st. Jacque was in the final stages of her divorce. She told her family she felt like she'd finally turned a corner and was about to start a new life. This was the last time anyone spoke to her. Just a simple, everyday phone call to her sister Cheryl.
She said, I just left the attorney's office and I'm pulling up to Clay's and I'm gonna grab Maddox and I'll be on home.
A completely normal plan on what would turn into an unthinkable day. So when Jacque doesn't come back, her sister Cheryl, you can imagine, is starting to panic. She calls Clay, and his response was just bone-chilling.
Well, I will, if I see her, I'll let you know. I'll tell her to call you. Click.
It was so full of indifference that right then and there, Clay became the prime suspect in everyone's mind.
That suspicion was so immediate, so strong, that the police didn't even wait the usual 24 hours.
Due to the circumstances of they had been at the divorce attorneys, something just didn't seem right from the get-go with this case, so we started working.
When was the last time you saw her?
I was with her all day.
Were you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it was a good conversation.
She didn't act like she was upset or anything?
No.
They immediately pulled together the Major Case Squad, a team of the absolute best detectives from 7 different departments. The hunt for Jacque and for the truth was on.
And it didn't take long for them to get what looked like a major break. They found Jackie's car, just abandoned on the side of the interstate. At first glance, it kind of looked like she had car trouble and was maybe the victim of a random kidnapping. Yeah, but the forensic experts, they took one look at this and knew something was wrong. The tire was flat, sure, but the rim had 0 damage. It hadn't been driven on. Someone had punctured it right there while it was parked. The whole scene was a setup, designed to throw them off the trail from the very beginning.
Okay, so if the car is a total decoy, what does that mean? It means the real crime scene had to be somewhere else. So investigators turned their focus to the one place they knew Jacque went, Clay Waller's house.
And what they found inside, wow. There was just no doubt about what happened. There was blood spatter on the hallway walls. The entire carpet runner was just gone, ripped out. And then an FBI agent makes this grim discovery in a crawl space. The missing carpet soaked through with Jackie's blood. A violent, terrible struggle had happened in that hallway.
And if all that wasn't enough, Clay starts playing this sick, twisted game. Investigators found what looked like blood on his truck door, but when the test came back, it was fish blood. He'd actually recorded himself doing it just to taunt them, to test them.
Just did that in fish blood. I want to see if they would be shady or not.
So for months, this whole thing is a cat and mouse game. But here's the thing about guys like Clay. Their own arrogance, their need to be the smartest person in the room, is always their downfall.
So you're probably wondering, how did they finally nail this guy? Well, not for murder. Not at first anyway. While he was out on bail, he went online and threatened Jackie's sister, writing that she was dead. Well, that's a federal crime,
And it was the break prosecutors needed to finally get him off the streets for good.
He just couldn't help himself. He had to keep taunting people.
I saw the post come in across topics, and I called Agent Ritter in to look at it. I knew at that point, when Agent Ritter saw it, that he had committed a federal crime.
Now, faced with this mountain of evidence, Clay finally agrees to a plea deal.
Stan and Ruby Rawson indicated that the most important thing to them was to get Jacque back.
We told him we will accept a plea because we want to find her.
But his confession? It was a masterclass in trying to save his own skin.
I hit her backhand into the side of her neck.
You backhanded her across her neck?
Yeah.
She stayed standing?
No, she went straight to the ground. That's what she said. You ain't ever gonna see these kids. So I just took my forearm right into her neck until she stopped moving.
Did she ever move again?
She died right there.
The autopsy, though, told a much more brutal story. Multiple fractures to her face and skull from severe blunt force trauma. And the lies just kept piling up. He swore the murder wasn't premeditated, that it was all in the heat of the moment. But in the very same confession, he admits that he drove to Devil's Island and dug her grave the day before he killed her.
What day did you dig the hole that you buried her?
I did it 2 days before.
The contradiction is just stunning.
So digging the hole the day before was not premeditation?
Well, I guess you could see it that way.
I mean, if you had any doubt at all about who this guy really is, just listen to this. This is from a jailhouse call.
You need to be apologetic and remorseful.
I'm not. I'm gonna stand up in court tomorrow and tell everybody to themselves. Why should I care what they're going through if they don't care what I'm going through? You understand?
No, I don't. You're not the victim here, Clay.
It happened 2 years ago. I just want to move on. I'm sorry. I'm going to jail. That's it.
This is not a man who feels guilty. This is a man who is furious he got caught. Okay, so part of this plea deal for a 20-year sentence was that Clay had to lead them to Jacque's body. But of course, even then, he couldn't resist playing one last game. And it led to this incredible clue that would end up sealing his fate. So he takes him out to this remote sandbar, Devil's Island, and then he's like, oh, I can't really remember the exact spot. But then, one of the investigators remembers a gruesome detail from the confession.
One key thing he had told us was he had put a bag of fertilizer on her body when he buried her.
One of the detectives indicated if you have too much fertilizer, it kills the roots of a tree.
They scanned the area, and there it was.
One of my detectives, an Agent Ritter, was studying the area, and they saw 3 trees, and one of the trees was completely dead.
A single dead tree, poisoned by the very thing he'd used to try and hide his crime. They dug, and they found Jacque. But here it is. This is the final, absolutely brilliant twist in the whole case. In his arrogant confession, Clay had admitted that he crossed state lines, from Illinois, where he dug the grave, to Missouri, where he killed her, all with the intent to commit domestic violence. He literally talked himself into a federal crime. And the result of that? On top of the 20 years he got from the state, the feds hit him with another 35 years. The man who thought he was smarter than everyone had outsmarted himself, right into a 55-year sentence. So yeah, Clay Waller's story ends where it should, in a prison cell. But Jacque's story? It doesn't end in that shallow grave. It lives on, through the children she adored and the family that never, ever let her be forgotten. You know, when her kids, who were being raised by her sister Cheryl, by the way, when they were asked what people should know about their mom, this is what they said.
I want people to know that she was nice, funny, caring.
Yeah, she was really nice and caring, and she just loved everyone.
They are such good kids. And I would say the biggest positive comment that I can ever hear, and I hear it pretty regularly, is the new people that meet them say they would have never known that these children had been through so much.